News at 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, in Accra. My name is Salom Adonu. Tonight I'm here with
Akosia Oche.
Coming up over the next 90 minutes.
Political engagement and debates that enable the electorate to make informed choices are essential. Democracy is truly exercised when the electorate is knowledgeable and well informed.
The IEA outdoors 9-member committee ahead of presidential debate. Question is, are the parties on board? We will find out this evening. Also coming up, Agona West MP and former Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection goes independent after losing her party's primaries earlier this year. She will be deemed to have vacated her seat should she go ahead. What implications would this have for the MPP in Parliament? And of course, her own political career. Also, minority raises alarm over government's indebtedness to WAEC, which they say may hamper the council's ability to organize this year's WASI. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News and in Business.
Government approves Starlink internet service to commence operations in Ghana by end of August.
There is more business in the next 50 minutes. Eyewitness News is live across the country on all our affiliates and around the globe at citynewsroom.com. In the Upper West region, this is Tumpani Radio, 88.5 in Nadoli, and Jirapa, 96.1 FM. In the Upper East, this is Recast 92.1 FM at Bongo Namu. In the Northern region, North Star Radio 92.1 at Tamale. In the Northeast, Nobia 98.1 FM at Narelugu. Also in the Western region, Beach 105.5 FM in Takrady, and Sky Power 93.5 FM also in Takrady. In the Shanti region, Focus 94.3 FM at the KNUST campus in Kumasi, and Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Volta region, Sela Radio 97.1 in Dabala, and Holy 98.5 in Aflao. In the Savannah region, this is Kasha 99.5 FM in Damongo. Your comments are welcome via our WhatsApp line 0549-986-996. You can follow me on X or Twitter at Selomadunu. The hashtag, as always, is City Newsroom. Akusa gives us our first story.
The Institute of Economic Affairs, IEA, has inaugurated a 9-member presidential debate committee to engage political parties as the 2024 general elections draw closer. While the IEA had earlier announced plans to host presidential and vice presidential debates in October and November, respectively. All the committee members include Justice Sophia Kufu, Dr. Humphrey Ayim Dake, Dr. Abubakar Mohammed Azindu, Reverend Father Charles Buampong Safo, and Most Reverend Dr. Paul Kwabena, among others. Addressing the media, the committee's chairperson, that's Justice Sophia Kufu, affirmed their readiness to commence work and ensure the participation of all political parties.
The debate committee is to enhance the credibility of the debate process by making it more people-centered and issue-based. Specifically, the debates aim to achieve the following core objectives: to provide a unique platform for presidential candidates to outline their policies and vision of governance for the country, to inform and empower citizens to make informed decisions at the elections, to promote issue-based electioneering campaigns devoid of personal attacks and rancor, and to promote peace before, during, and after the elections. Indeed, whilst a free and fair election is at the heart of every democracy, political engagement and debates that enable the electorate to make informed choices essential. Democracy is truly exercised when the electorate is knowledgeable and well informed. Hence, this 6th edition of the IEA pre-election debate series will once again serve the same purpose of adequately informing the electorate of the intended policies and programs of the candidates for the high office of President and Vice President.
That was Justice Sophia Kufu, chairperson of the Committee to Engage Political Parties ahead of the 2024 general election.
Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let's interrogate this further. We've been joined on the line by Humphrey Dake, who is a member of the IEA committee. Let's to help us appreciate some of the matters. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. What are preparations so far, or what have you done so far in respect of the upcoming presidential debates?
Well, thank you. And then, as your news item went out, today was the first day of activity and inauguration of the presidential debate committee, and informing the public as one of our activity or agenda to bring publicity and awareness to the IEA's intention to conduct the 2024 presidential debate. That is the first step. And then we have a chairperson and the deputy chairperson and other members also outdoors for the public's engagement. So what have we prepared ourselves? The broad framework is to conduct 2 presidential debates, one in the south, one in the north, technically in Kumasi and in Accra, and also to conduct 1 vice presidential debate. These are the broad strokes. We shall also conduct evening sections with candidates that will be passed and endorsed by the Electoral Commission after the filing date. Upon that, we'll proceed and engage the other members of the will be passed by the EC through a methodology to select the candidates for the debate. Thank you.
I see. So in the past, we knew about this conversation around parties with parliamentary representation. And so is that what we are going with, or any party that the EC passes will be qualified to be on the IEA platform?
We seek to use the Afrobarometer report that has been in the media recently, conducting research of the presidential candidates. We also seek to deploy a methodology through our evening sections with the participants of the presidential debate to gather relevant stakeholder engagement and awareness to populate the number of persons that will be available for the debate.
It's quite curious though, but why Afrobarometer report? Why are you using that as a basis to select the persons who will be on your platform?
It's one of the tools. We did not say only Afrobarometer report. It's one of the many options that we use. That is our standard that we seek to use to select the members.
So if I'm seeking to pick up a form as an independent candidate, it means that it's not likely that I'll be on the IEA platform this year.
We said once you pick up a form and the EC passes you pass the EC test, that's the first stage. The second stage, we will conduct a number of evening meetings, evening engagements with participants. And thirdly, we'll also use the Afrobarometer report as one of the research tools being deployed to conduct the survey of number of persons that might be eligible by virtue of their performance.
Very well. Now let's get to the elephant in the room. I mean, how about engagement with the political parties? Has the IEA started any steps or initiated any steps to engage the political parties? I'm saying this because we know that the NDC has stated publicly that it is not going to take part in any debate. How are you hoping to work around that?
Well, these are all work in progress. Yes, we are engaging the political parties, and we believe at the appropriate time we will state our position. So we are engaging the political parties.
So should the NDC stick to its guns, will you go ahead without the NDC?
Historically, it's evident that IEA has been conducting such debates historically. There have been scenarios where political parties did not avail themselves to the lay down invitation, and still the IEA proceeded. We believe when we get to that stage, that will define itself. So history is on our side, and we believe we'll proceed with engaging each political party with the open arms to engage, because we believe strongly that he who wants to govern must be willing to subject himself to the citizens to be questioned on how he seeks to govern. So our doors are still open for further engagement.
Of course, I mean, the citizens, they must present themselves for citizens for questioning, etc. But there could be many other platforms or many other avenues where citizens could question their candidates. The NDC has argued. So that's why they say they don't necessarily need to be on your platform because of some issues they've raised in the past. How are you, or how hopeful are you that some of those issues they've raised around credibility of the platform, etc., could be addressed in good time enough to have them on the platform?
Well, that's why we have commissioned this committee, well-renowned personalities that have their credibility attached to this. And the mandate is very clear, to organize and prosecute this clear debate agenda. We believe our doors are still open to engage all the political parties. And then engagement is the word, and we believe we'll cross the bridge when we get there.
Well, what dates are we looking at?
As you captured in your intro, that we did indicate October and November for these exercises. And so then we wait till the EC closes nomination, and then we can proceed with firm dates in the month of October and November.
Very well. Thank you so much, Humphrey Dake, member of the IEA committee, speaking to us on Eyewitness News. The IEA historically has been conducting presidential debates, and we saw that in 2008, and before that, we saw that even earlier, I think in 2004, when the MPP did not take part, I recall. We also, yes, and the evening encounters, this time around, the NDC is saying that they will not be part of it. But as we just heard, Humphrey Dake is hoping that their engagement with the political parties, especially the NDC, will yield quite some good results. Let's speak to the MPP General Secretary, Justin Kodua Frimpong, to take his party's view on this particular one. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. Is the NPP ready for a presidential debate?
Good evening, my brother, and good evening to your cherished listeners also. Yes, I can confirm confidently that the New Patriotic Party is ready for any kind of debate organized by any group in this country.
But how does this, how do you reconcile this position to what you had in the past, in 2020 and even in 2016 and 2020, when, you refused to have any debate? Indeed, some of your persons or your candidates said that the persons who won the debate should go engage the people of Ghana for the real debate. How do you reconcile your position now and the position then?
Well, as a nation, we always make progress. And at the end of the day, you look at the elections, and the reason why we are interested in the debate is for us to be able to espouse what our flag bearer has been going around the country and be talking about in terms of his vision for the country in the next 4 years. So if, for instance, in 2020 and 2016, there was a reason why the party didn't attend, but this time around, I'm telling you the party is ready for any debate because we feel that as a nation we have made progress, and also the elections between the MPP and other political parties. Ghanaians need to know which political party offers the best and credible manifesto.
The NDC, I mean, is now adopting the position you adopted in 2016 and 2020. They say they don't want to be part of the debate. That surely will take something out of the debate you say you are prepared for. You know, if it so happens that the NDC does not take part, will you still go ahead and partake in it?
Normally, if you also paid attention to precedents, you realize that mostly it's government who normally would not want its political party to engage in debate. And this time I'm surprised that it's the opposition party that is saying that they don't want to do the debate. Because the former president, they have been going around telling Ghanaians that we have done nothing and that we are in hardship and that Ghanaians are suffering and they are offering alternatives. Dr. Muhammad Bawumia has been going around the country telling Ghanaians that when he becomes president, he is going to introduce flat rate system. We need to know from the NDC what's the alternative. Dr. Muhammad Bawumia is telling Ghanaians that when he becomes president, he will train 1 million youth in ICT. What's the alternative that the NDC is bringing?
But I think your citing of precedent, your citing of precedent, I think is erroneous because in 2016, when the MPP refused to debate, the MPP was in opposition. So it's not the case that it's the ruling government that always avoids the debate. In 2016, you avoided the debate. If you follow 2016, the party made a statement. Our statement was that if it's a debate between us and the NDC, we are ready. But our worry was what happened in 2012 when our presidential candidate was having a debate and other aspirants were just there mocking him and just coughing. We were not comfortable with that. So if the debate between us and the NDC, we are always ready. I see, but it will not be between you and the NDC, obviously. I mean, other parties will be part, as the IEA committee member just said. But that's fine. Let's move on to something else. Indeed, one of your senior party members, an MP for Agona East, Agona West, and former gender minister, Cynthia Morrison, today declared her intention to run or to contest as an independent candidate. Has this come to your notice as General Secretary or as the MPP?
Yes, as a party, all issues concerning our members who, for one or two reasons, have indicated that they want to go independent or are going to independent is being handled at the party level. And yes, I have seen the publication from the outfit. I've also gotten information from the grounds that she has indicated of going to independent. But I can assure you, as a party, we will continue to engage her.
But what have you sought to listen to her or to get her issues addressed? Because it does appear that things have not been well since the primaries they held there sometime in April. Have you, picked up any signal? Did you pick up signals that like that? And have you approached her to see what the concerns are really with a view to addressing them?
Well, as I indicated to you, the party leadership is handling the matter, and it's something that is internal, which the party wants it to remain that.
I see. In 2020, we saw a precedent where the Formina MP, the Honorable Esiama, around this same time, went independent or expressed his intention to go independent. Your party swiftly wrote to Parliament, saying that by virtue of his going independent, he had forfeited his seat in Parliament. Are we likely to see a similar thing play out?
Well, as a political party for this election, which has been our mantra that we are going to break the eight. In breaking the eight means we need to do exceptional things and to bring everybody on board. Our objective is to make sure that all our party faithful are brought on board. So taking steps that will make sure that at least we engage those who are going to independence is something that we are going to do, that rather than looking at whether writing a letter or not writing a letter. What we want to do is to bring everybody on board.
No, but it's a constitutional imperative, and you know that. Article 97H, I think, talks about the fact that the MP vacates his seat.
So why are you preempting? Are we there yet? We are not there yet.
No, because the intention has been expressed.
No, but the person has not filed. Has she filed? Why are you preempting? That's that the party leadership will continue to engage her. We are not there yet.
I see. We also understand that you've been doing a lot of work going around the country, speaking to your MCs, etc. But we have also picked up signals that you are, for the want of a better word, threatening those of them who you think are not working so hard to get Dr. Bawumia to break the 8. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, yes, I've been going around the country, and maybe use the word threatening is a bit harsh, but at least I've been urging the rank and file of our party, particularly our government appointees, to show more commitment in making sure that they support our parliamentary candidates and our constituency party and the regional party to make sure that Dr. Bawumia becomes the president come December 7th. Yes, it is true. I've been urging our party rank and file.
I see. So we want to thank you so much for your time this evening, for speaking to us on Eyewitness News. The General Secretary of the MPP, we just heard Justin Kodua Frimpong speaking to us on 2 issues, the IEA debate and the intention by the Honorable Cynthia Morrison to contest the Agona West constituency seat as an independent candidate. And we've been following that issue, really. And this is what Cynthia Morrison said earlier in the day.
Me be me ma me no bi na we di me ti go to o so wa ti na wa start one campaign father me na make point no one kasa ho ko kuma wa so wa she one campaign ase nyame aduma maba kontin kwan aya na be me bi amani ndo suniti se wo wie dan na se ebobo edan na onu na promani nyina ye hia sa ha ne be hia o se school ho ne ye be hia o na ya bon komo na ma midin cheche me na to enyim na ma me nyi ho na dwendwen mu no ho so amama dwen because obandama onye NDC onye MP onye abuna ma na mi gina mo ho ita ye do mo ma na boto ma do ma mo na onye masam e ba omi na boto mo ba omi onye masam na mom MP no do bo wie na dwuma na o wie yi ono ye Cynthia Morrison a wo boto abana ma na me bo wie dwuma
So you heard Cynthia Morrison there. Just to help with some translation, what she said in that clip is that I'll be contesting as an independent candidate. I don't mind if you vote for Dr. Bawumia of the MPP or John Mahama of the NDC. What matters to me is that as the member of Parliament for Goma West, with all the work I've done or I've started, I should be the one to finish it. So in essence, saying that she doesn't care who the constituents vote for in terms of the presidential election. What she cares about is that Cynthia Morrison is returned to Parliament or is retained as the MP for the area. So she will complete or finish the work she has started. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Some of the messages that have been coming through here. Okuro Yeboah from Breman, Benin says the security service should be hard on anyone who would dare to foment trouble during and after the general election. Jones Adobo in La says, good evening, Salom. The debate is just an academic exercise. It has never benefited us as a country. It's only been an agenda to favor one political party. Ghanaians are not angry enough, you said. You say, Mausi Ayebi iStar from Abuja 30 says that it's essential for political parties to have autonomy in their decisions to participate in debates. Mandating involvement through a committee may not guarantee meaningful participation or impact on elections. Candidates should be encouraged to engage in debates voluntarily and ensure genuine discussion of issues and promote informed voter decision making. It shouldn't look as if they are imposing it on them. Nyuding Ni Atukwe Kwe from Accra says IEA should not qualify candidates who have failed over 50% in their promises or policies when they were in power. If not, they will be encouraging presidential candidates to be just talking without action and accountability. That's a tough one. Fuseni Salifu from Kaswazongo says the youth should not allow themselves to be used by any greedy politician to cause electoral violence in the December poll. We want every soul alive after the election. Darren Lakpaliok from Sandema says Ghanaians are looking for solutions to their problems, incessant increase in utility tariffs, galloping inflation, increase in fuel prices, and the draconian taxes being imposed on the ordinary Ghanaian. Debates are important, but not at this time when failure of the current government is so clear and glaring. Whether debate or no debate, JDM will surely be elected into office. Alex Duane says debate won't do anything to Ghanaians. December 7th is the real debate. We'll take a short break, return with more. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. And what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Are you searching for a world-class conferencing facility to elevate your next event? Do you need a bougie look for that all-important corporate, board meeting, or private social event? The Alisa Hotel Pavilion at Northridge. Our expansive conference center comfortably seats 1,000 persons in a theater-style setup. This makes it ideal for large conferences and exhibitions. Where there is the need to break out, the conference center seamlessly converts into 2 separate breakout rooms. With the importance of seamless technology integration, our facilities are equipped to support your audiovisual needs. Looking for an oasis of bliss? Saunter into our Oasis Lounge and enjoy your juicy lamb chops, steaks, and burgers. We have alfresco dining for nature lovers in our lush manicured lawns. The Alisa Hotel Pavilion, where great minds convene and beautiful memories are created.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. Now, running mate of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, has said the NPP stands as the only force capable of bringing progress and prosperity to every corner of Ghana. Dr. Opoku-Prempeh made the statement while meeting chiefs and the clergy at Tepa in Ahafwano North of the Ashanti region. He cited the achievements of the NPP in all sectors across the country, including education, health, unemployment as reasons for his point.
Ghana ni bia nyakopo ahia no ama ne ndie bi anansa no dwumani a ohu a ebeden ebeyeye omukra mo beso bi ansa no dwuma no a beso bi ye tonto ade no ye de hye ya ba.
God has blessed each Ghanaian with a talent or skill that can be harnessed through education. For those who do not want to use their skills professionally but want to engage in business, we have policies to finance them with soft loans. Dr. Baumia has also promised to reduce the tax burden on Ghanaians by abolishing some taxes to allow businesses thrive. The NPP is therefore the best party for you. It is only the party that can help you.
Wow, dear, I don't know. Party a bit to be a boy, party papa, party a decosoba, party a dimpunchuba, party edi adwuma ba party edi efie nwotwe ekomo maada.
That was running mate of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. Away from the campaign trail, Vice President of Imani Africa, Bright Simmons, is calling for a complete overhaul of Ghana's international contract agreements to reduce the risks of judgment debts on the country. This follows reports that a District of Columbia court in the United States had ordered the Ghanaian government to pay over $111 million, along with obligatory post-judgment interest following a motion of judgment in favor of the Ghana Power Generation Company. The Attorney General has denied any wrongdoing, insisting that no arbitration awards have been issued against Ghana since he assumed office. But Bright Simmons disagrees. According to him, the Attorney General's advice to the government on the termination of the contract was wrong on every side.
The interagency dissonance and confusion that was so rampant throughout the process could not be blamed on an external investor. The government's attempt to argue that a proper contract didn't even emerge because both parties equally failed to deliver was proven to be false by a simple reference to the facts on record. At every level, the operations of government and governance in Ghana exposed by this case reek of disorganization, lack of coordination, the absence of strategic policy and management structure at the heart of government, and poor technical capacity. The Aegis was wrong on virtually every score. It does not even seem that the department did a basic research to find out that the Energy Commission was disabled from licensing over a certain period, that permits were indeed issued to Trafigura, and that failures it sought to ascribe to the investor were clearly the fault of the government. The AG's shoddy preparatory work, so clear ahead of recommending termination, was also in view ahead of the arbitration. It so poorly prepared its expert witnesses that their entire testimony wilted under cross-examination. Ghana needs a totally new regime to guide officials when entering into an international contract with high-performance standards. The interagency chaos should be minimized through some kind of prior interagency committee once the subject matter of the contract foresees any interagency processes. In any serious jurisdiction where accountability matters, a number of senior government officials, past and present, would have been hauled to Parliament to answer tough questions about their judgment. It is so sad seeing as the continuing lack of accountability implies continuing costs for Ghana. Trafigura will not stop prowling until it has flayed every muscle of its monetary damages from the calloused palms of Ghana.
Excerpts of an opinion piece by the Vice President of Imani Africa, Bright Simmons, read to you by my colleague Zoe Abubedoado.
Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Now, let's go to the minority. They say, or they are raising concerns over a possible disruption in the secondary school academic calendar due to the government's indebtedness to the West African Examination Council. They say that WAEC has been forced to postpone the marking of BEC scripts to September due to lack of funds. Ranking member on the Education Committee of Parliament, Peter Nochukotoi, who addressed a press conference earlier today, is joining us on the line to give us some more updates or brief on what exactly the situation is from their view. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. How much exactly do you say that government owes WAEC?
Yeah, thank you very much, and good evening to your listeners. Yeah, at the time they were going to write the examinations, government was owing well over 124,000 to WAEC for the BEC.
124,000 cedis?
Yes, that was at the time they were going to write the examination, because we had to speak, and then some amount was paid, leaving a balance of about 45 million Ghana cedis.
So you mean well over 120 million cedis, not thousands?
No, not this time.
Okay.
Before the examination.
Okay.
Yeah. So now that they have done or conducted the examination, there's a need for them to get money to continue with marking, compilation, and then the release of the results. Marking was supposed to start this month so that successful candidates will be able to enter secondary school late next month, because the calendar was that they will go to school in September by 27th or so. But as it is now, they cannot go because WIC has not commenced the marking of the scripts because they don't have the resources. They must be given money by the Ministry of Education to enable them do so. So that is the situation, and it's going to affect the calendar for the senior high schools come next academic year.
I see. So what has WIEC been saying? Have you engaged them to see what exactly they need to begin? Do they need all their monies paid them, or a portion of it paid will get them going?
Well, what is important is that they are not a profit-oriented organization, and they depend on the examination fees to perform their functions or duties. So if government is unable to give them what is due, there's a big challenge for them. So WIC cannot just by themselves say, let's go ahead, because last year, many examiners refused to take part in the marking exercise because they were not being paid on time. And they felt that if they could use that time to do something else, it would be more profitable for them. And I'm sure this is what WIC is about to experience. And if that is not curtailed by paying the money in time, we will have challenges with the marking. And what is revealing is that the last time we engaged WIC, they said that they were beginning to lose seasoned examiners because those who do very well for them are beginning to go away from them because they are unable to pay them well and they are unable to pay them even on time. So this is what we are worried about. And to curtail all these things, government must just pay them immediately and they can conduct the marking of the scripts.
So as minority or as members of parliament, have you tried engaging the sector minister to see what he can do to ensure that monies are released for the purpose of marking the scripts, as you say?
We are dealing with a ministry that if we don't talk, they don't act. So this is the only medium we can use to compel them to do what is expected of them. When you engage, they promise you, we will do it, we will do it. Look at the CTAC strike. When the Committee on Education and even Parliament intervened, it took them 2 months to do what was necessary. So we feel that engaging the Ministry of Education is not necessary any longer. We will put it as it is in the public domain so that they will be compelled to do what is needed of them or required of them.
How about the WASI exam? Does that have any difficulty in respect of the indebtedness you say government has to?
Their indebtedness to WIEC for the WASI also. I know they have given them something to begin the examination. But what is important is, should we be talking before monies are released to WIEC? Because they depend on the registration fees to carry out their functions. So for me, government is not playing its role well as far as this is concerned. And we must all be concerned.
I see. Thank you so much, the Honorable Peter Nochu Kotoi, ranking member on the Education Committee of Parliament, for speaking to us on Eyewitness News. Thank you so much, sir. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. More of your messages that have been coming through. Hadi in Pig Farm says, waking up each morning and realizing that Nanado is still our president is like watching a horror movie. Okay, Abi National in WA says, I'm a polling station executive for the NDC, but I tell you, if JM participates in this IEA debate, I will vote against him, you say. From Gasti man from Brekum says, there is nothing wrong for the General Secretary to go around to urge his people to work hard towards a Baumia victory. Some are only there for their stomachs. Al-Hassan Hamdan from Nyohini South says, it will be an insult to Mohammed's intelligence if he debates Mahama Baumia. He's too smart. Okay, all right. That's what Al-Hassan is saying. Emil Akwensivi in Akwemufi says, as for the MPP, the ways and manner they have saw themselves, they want every opportunity to redeem their image. The future is pregnant, you say. Akusia, more stories.
Yes, the Ghana Cocoa Board has strongly refuted claims by the minority in Parliament that international banks have rejected the board's request for funding and that Cocoa Board was chased away from the financial market. In a statement released by Cocoa Board, the board clarified that syndicated banks have in fact submitted term sheets in response to its earlier request for proposals, indicating continued confidence in Cocoa Board's creditworthiness. And Cocoa Board emphasized that its engagement with financial institutions is part of a broader strategy to diversify funding sources, which is aimed at making the board more self-sufficient and sustainable in the long term. Well, it also notes that the minority's claim that the board has made continuous losses is highly uninformed. Cocoa Board's 2023 accounts audited by Ernst & Young, according to the board, show a profit of 2.3 billion cedis during the 2022-2023 crop season, making a significant turnaround from the previous year's performance. This financial success, according to Cocoa Board, is a demonstration of the effectiveness of the strategic initiatives undertaken by the board, including cost-cutting measures. Now, away from that, the Eastern Regional House of Chiefs have expressed concern over the lack of commitment by Parliament to pass legislation defining hate speech and its associated consequences. Or during a public forum on media, peace and democratic consolidation organized by the Media Foundation for West Africa, the president of the Eastern Regional House of Chiefs and Kono of Manyakrobo, Nene Sakite II, voiced alarm over this delay.
What kinds of speech are tolerable, and where do we draw the line? I made that remark right here in the forum in anticipation of the coming elections, of the coming general elections. Well, here we are, a year later. Election season is here, and we are still waiting for Parliament on the laws and regulations come out with what kinds of speech is protected and where the limits lie. We have not heard anything from Parliament yet on this issue. We are in the election period now, and we must therefore act accordingly, because we cannot tolerate hate speech and misinformation in this country anymore.
President of the Eastern Regional House of Chiefs and Kono of Manyakrobo, Nene Sakite II. Now, the Minister of Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Martin Ejai-Mensah, has threatened to terminate the contract of non-performing contractors under the Ghana Secondary City Support Program. Or he explained that the contractors have failed to deliver on critical infrastructural projects in 35 municipalities, despite receiving payments from the ministry. Or speaking to the media after a tour of the Western and Central regions, he expressed his ministry's resolve to terminate the contracts of those that are being lackadaisical.
What we have observed is some contractors who have some agreement with the ministry to work, having been paid what they need under the agreement, have failed to deliver as required. They collect the money and the work is not being done. Where you expect a higher percentage of the work to have been done, you go, it's a nil. And what we have been saying is that we can no longer continue to tolerate that. The situation that is arising is that when contractors fail to be on site to deliver, you go through a lot of stress to pull them. And when they now come to tell you, I'm raising a variation request to access more money. We at local government says, no, we will not allow that anymore. Once you take government money to work, go and deliver within the time frame. Otherwise, you should be punished for taking us on a free ride. That will not mean we are going to give you extra money. I've made a point that I've had to leave my ministry with officials at cost to the state to come and do this inspection, just to tell a contractor, do your things well. Why should that be the case? One government has paid you money, and we have to now chase you to do the right thing. The ministry is building records of all those people, and we intend to apply the law to make sure that they don't even come near our procurement processes next time, let alone to have any jobs with us.
That was Minister of Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Martin Ejai-Mensah. Now, the managing director of Bulk Energy Storage and Transportation Limited, formerly BOST, Dr. Edwin Provincial, has disclosed that a forensic audit he initiated shortly after his appointment in August 2019 saved the country $28 million. Now, he states that the audit was necessitated by claims from bulk distribution companies that BOST owed them $37 million. However, the forensic audit significantly reduced this liability to $9 million. Dr. Edwin Provincial has been speaking to City News.
By the time we finished the work, the 37 million had shrunk to 9 million. How they did it, I don't know. Magic shit. But yes, the 37 had shrunk to 9 million. And if we had paid the 37 million, which had been approved by cabinet, we would have just put $28 million into the hands of people who didn't deserve it. Ghana deserves that money. Yes, we saved this company and this country $28 million US. Those staff, those committee members deserve medals of honor.
That was the Managing Director of Bulk Energy Storage and Transportation Limited, Dr. Edwin Alfred Provincial. But he revealed that the national security is actively pursuing directors of 44 oil marketing companies who have absconded with nearly $60 million in levies owed to BOST.
We've been chasing these guys forever. We've been chasing them forever, and we know them. We know their names. It's in the Auditor General's report. Their names are there. My opinion is that this is government money. It's not private money. The names are available. We've taken quite a number of them to court. A number of them we can't find. We've escalated to IOCO, and we hope that with the government power, the veil of incorporation can be raised, so we know the directors behind these companies, so we can impress upon them to pay. If they don't pay, government knows what to do to collect the money. So, I mean, I'm not a prosecutorial, it's a criminal offense, and it's only government that prosecute, the state that can prosecute.
That was the Managing Director of Bulk Energy Storage and Transportation Limited, Dr. Edwin Alfred Provincial. Now let's move to the Ashanti region, where the mayor of Kumasi, Samuel Pine, has refuted claims by traders of the Abenchi market that his office was petitioned prior to a recent demolition exercise. All the traders alleged that they visited the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly on several occasions to seek clarification about the planned demolition, but were unable to meet the mayor. However, Mr. Pine denies these allegations.
It is never true they came to the assembly. Is it those who are on air talking plenty? They have their reasons for doing that. I have not seen any written petition. I have not met them anywhere. I don't know. Because I know they came to the director, the coordinating director, to have discussions with the person. The story surrounding the Fiakobi market is quite complex because the market is not for KMA. There's a portion, a land portion, which is for KMA. The rest is for private people, the Abuels and their peers. And there was litigation on it, legal litigations between themselves and TK Brima. And the court ruled in favor of against TK Brima. So that's why those that won the case took another from the court and they demolished it for their private development. So they make it look, they change the narrative whenever they go out there. But I'm giving that assurance that those that have issues should come to the assembly.
Some of them complain that their goods were together and demolished with their shops.
That story is not true. The truth is that no property, they were given ample time.
Mayor of Kumasi, Samuel Pine, speaking there with our Ashanti regional correspondent Doris Lonta. But the traders have expressed disappointment in the mayor's response and stated that their only option is to seek justice through the court.
KB boss, he's saying that he hasn't received our petition and the likes. Our petition, we addressed it to KMA via the coordinating director. So if he can refer, I believe he can find that we brought a petition to the KAB. And so, ma'am, so far what we intend doing is that we're taking the matter to court. So as at last Thursday, we were in court, but just only one represented, which is TK Brima, the company. They represented. So the court said that we should go home, and then when we finish serving all of them, because the last time I checked, we had served about 4 of them, remaining the Sulumongozi. So that's what the process now. That's where we are. We are in the process of serving the last person, so that the next court date, they can proceed with whatever the court wants to say.
Kweku Afol is secretary of the Abenche Shop Owners Association in Kumasi.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the whole family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Akosia Otre. The details now. Ghana's communications regulator, the National Communications Authority, has announced that Starlink, a company linked to American billionaire and inventor Elon Musk, will officially begin operations in Ghana by the end of August 2024. In a statement released on August 2024, the NCA confirmed that all administrative and licensing requirements have been finalized. The internet service provider will operate under the management of SpaceX Starlink GH Limited. Previously, the NCA had declared Starlink's online sales illegal, citing a lack of licensing and violation of the Electronic Communications Act. However, the company has now received approval to commence operations in the country. Now, the National Petroleum Authority, NPA, has revoked the licenses of 13 oil marketing companies for flouting, among other things, infrastructure regulations and payment of license fees. According to the authority, the decision, which was taken in its last board meeting in May, identified that the majority of the companies had their fuel stations sited at unapproved locations. The head of the public relations at the authority, Abdul Mohammed Kudus, stressed that the authority will come after OMCs that fail to fulfill the obligations.
If you were to be setting your filling station in Accra, for example, the infrastructure and the requirement is different from if you are putting a similar filling station in a rural community. So if you are unable to fulfill that, then the board can revoke the temporary license that was given to you and you will not do business at all. Then the second one, you are required to pay a second license. If you are not able to fulfill the payment of those licenses, then the authority again can revoke after every effort to get you to pay it has not actually been successful. So these are some of the reasons for which the license of an OMC can actually be revoked. But collectively and in general terms, if you fail in the provision of specified infrastructure, your license could be revoked. If you fail in the complete fulfillment of the license fee, your license could actually be revoked.
You had the Abdul Mohammed Kudus, head of public relations at the National Petroleum Authority. Now, the Ghana Standards Authority is urging all manufacturers of cement who have not applied for registration to do so within 7 days. All this forms part of efforts to regulate the operations of cement manufacturing entities in the country. It will be recalled that the Ghana Standards Authority, by a public notice issued on 16th May 2024, informed the manufacturers of cement and components of cement of the start of implementation of LI 2480 aimed at regulating cement prices and the need to obtain a license for the manufacturing of cement in Ghana. In a statement, Professor Alex Dodu, chairman of the Cement Manufacturing Development Committee, assured cement manufacturers that the provisions of LI 2480 and all regulations and guidelines applicable to the cement manufacturers in Ghana will be strictly enforced, and persons found to be operating without license will be sanctioned. Now, energy stakeholders have expressed deep concern following a $111 million arbitration ruling against the government, which they warn could exacerbate the existing challenges in Ghana's power sector. The stakeholders are concerned about how the government will manage this unexpected expense without compromising ongoing efforts to improve the sector. Here's the director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, Benjamin Insia, speaking to Citi Business News.
These national companies are sometimes partners and learn from each other. So the moment there are these issues of contract breach and an international court hands them that particular lease, take these huge sums from you, and as a country you refuse to pay, what may happen is that in future any multinational company or any power generation company may be scared of entering the local market, be going to worsen that situation in the energy sector because already we are losing in terms of revenue mobilization from power sold to various discos, and also we are losing in terms of certain contracts we sign with our producers. That matter when debt keeps ballooning through some of these avenues where we shouldn't have. It is very, very problematic for this sector. This debt will be borne electricity user because unfortunately for us, the Ministry of Finance will transfer this particular debt into tariff, which the electricity user will pay at the end of the day.
That was Director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, Benjamin Insia. Finally, the Securities and Exchange Commission is making significant progress in developing a regulatory framework for digital assets, including cryptocurrencies. Well, this regulatory framework will aim to address various aspects such as trading practices, cybersecurity, and the overall integrity of digital assets, aligning them with existing financial regulations. Speaking at the inaugural ACI Financial Markets Conference, Director General of the SEC, Reverend Daniel Ogbamitete, emphasized the importance of regulation in safeguarding the market.
We must embrace the transformative power of technology to enhance efficiency, expand access to financial services, and drive economic growth. The rise of fintech, digital currencies, and blockchain technology presents us with unprecedented opportunities to revolutionize the way we conduct business. At the SEC, we are actively advancing a regulatory sandbox environment to enable fintech startups to test their innovative solutions under controlled conditions. We believe that innovation thrives in an environment where experimentation is encouraged within a regulated regime. We are also working on regulations that would support the introduction of new products into our market.
That was Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Reverend Daniel Ogbamitete. Well, meanwhile, the Bank of Ghana says it will not hesitate to crack the whip in ensuring ethical standards are upheld in the financial space. The head of the Financial Markets Department at the BOG, Dr. Zachary Mumuni, has been speaking on behalf of the Governor, Dr. Ernest Addison.
The Bank of Ghana remains committed to maintaining a vigilant stance on regulatory compliance and ethical standards. Let me highlight cases that emerged in the financial markets and the bank's responses to instill discipline in our financial markets. In November 2023, the Bank of Ghana imposed fines and suspended the forex license of one fintech company for breaching some provisions of the Foreign Exchange Act 2006, Act 723. In March 2023, the bank suspended the foreign exchange trading licenses of 2 banks due to various infractions of the foreign exchange market regulations, including fraudulent documentation in their operations.
Dr. Zachary Mumuni is head of the Financial Markets Department at the Bank of Ghana. Well, that's how we wrap up the Thursday edition of the City Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Akosia Ochi. Do stay with us. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Go me. Now what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Choboy! Yeah. We have a new leader in town. Obiarenti. Amafo. Madam was Sibebre. When him say my baby, maybe more charcoal for whiter teeth. More charcoal. Not only that, maybe lemon. More lemon. Zinc for fresher breath. More zinc. And fluoride for stronger teeth.
Introducing the new President Charcoal Pack with more power with a combination of charcoal and lemon for naturally whiter teeth. Grab yours now. This advert is FDA approved.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Welcome to Point Blank on Eyewitness News. The MPP last weekend launched their manifesto. This coming weekend, the NDC will launch theirs as well. My guest tonight on Point Blank is the chairman of the Manifesto Launch Planning Committee of the NDC. He'll walk us through what the party is doing ahead of that and possibly tease out of him some highlights of the manifesto. He's Dr. Peter Boama Otokuno. He's also the director of the Inter-Party and Civil Society Organizations Relations Committee of the National Democratic Congress. Doc Peter Boama Otokuno, welcome to Point Blank.
Thank you, sir.
Your position is a mouthful.
It's mouthful, actually.
And,
it's workful also.
It's workful as well. I see. So I mean, we knew you as Deputy General Secretary, and after that election, we've not been seeing enough of you, or a lot of you, as we used to see. What have you been up to, or what have you been up to really in the party and outside of the party? What has been taking your time?
Well, after the elections, I've been doing enough, but I've been doing so much, even more than before. But except that I don't do media engagements as I used to do. This year alone, I've toured the country about 3 times.
Whoa.
You know, training our party people. You know, I'm the registrar of the party school as well, and I lead most of the party trainings. And so I've done 3 rounds across the country, train all the executives that were elected, almost 8,000 executives across the country. And I'm also a policy person, and so almost everything about policy in the NDC, I'm heavily involved. And my new role as a director of inter-party and civil society relations, so basically corporate affairs, external relations, or the other non-NDC organizations outside. I lead engagements in respect of policy, programming, and all that. And so it's been a lot. But beyond that, one is an agric economist by profession, and I'm also a lecturer. So I lecture economics at UPSA.
I see.
And I do a lot of consulting, agro consulting. I mean, from livestock to crops. And I'm also a financial economist as well. So, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, my table is always full. And last time somebody was saying, "But you alone? Why?"
I see.
You are doing about 5 or 6 jobs.
That's interesting. So let's just get into it. The MPP has been calling for a debate. Mahama, who is the opposition leader, says no, he won't debate. The IE has been trying to push today. They outlawed a 9-member committee to work on the modalities for the debate, etc. Why is the NDC running away from the debate?
Why should the NDC debate anybody in these elections?
Why not? The people that will matter.
Absolutely, the point is the people that matters. Reach out to the people, tell the people what you have for them.
Yeah, but the people want to see how your ideas, how you bounce off ideas with each other, and then we want to see that engagement.
Every day in your broadcast, when you do stories, you do MPP stories, you do NDC stories. You do MPP manifesto, you do NDC manifesto. There is easy comparison that can be done by the people. No, debate brings nothing additional. Indeed, debate is just an icing on the cake. It makes the political system, exciting. It makes it beautiful. But again, our friends have said that, when you don't need to debate anybody that is in power, if he has any ideas, he must show. And they said that in 2016, and everybody is wondering what has changed. We have said that we are not interested in any debate. We are interested in reaching out to the people, telling the people our vision for the nation, how we think we can fix and reset this country from the kind of quagmire that our friends have entered into. So
you are not running away from the debate because you are empty?
Absolutely not. Everybody in Ghana knows that if it comes to emptiness, NDC is not one of them. In fact, NDC is, if you want, the only party in Ghana that, when it comes to intellectual capacity, we are outstanding. We have those who have seen it, who have lived it, who have shown it time without number, that they understand what it is about policy, what it is about the technicalities of running a government. And look, this election is a very interesting one. It's just like comparing, alcohol and water. When you know which one can burn your chest and which one will not burn your chest. The people of this country have experienced President Mahama's governance. We have experienced how he ran this country in 4 years.
Yeah,
the outcome of President Mahama's governance.
The pushback often is that we saw 3 or 4 years of doom so. And that's what the MPP always says, that when you bring Mahama, what you're going to get is doom so. So we've experienced the
So then those people would be making a very defective argument, because President Mahama didn't carry doom so from his house and landed it on Ghana. No. Dumsor was a systemic problem that has been there time without number.
That he struggled
and then he solved that.
He struggled.
He didn't struggle. Absolutely not. In fact,
12 years.
In fact, maybe 12 hours. Let me supply you some data for those defective people who, do defective assertions that are being made. When from Nkrumah's time till President Mills became president and John Mahama vice president, our total energy generation capacity was around 1,900 thereabout, 1,900. And our total consumption as at the time Dumsor started was inching close to about 2,400. There's no way we should be able to supply that power. But why? That was because the 8 years of the MPP administration, not a single megawatt of power was added to our energy. And so we inherited a situation which is a cause of long years of lack of investment in the generation capacity of energy.
The
and
MPP,
President Mahama,
the MPP and
a generational,
was the party that started the Bui Dam, and that's a significant addition.
Well, so Bui Dam started because there was water shortage. No, Selom. Osajifo Baji was doing what? Was generating power. It was not generating power. It added to the generation. No, Selom, please. Osajifo Baji was not the please. You see, the reality is that we started having Dumsor under President Kufuor. They got some pastors to go and pray because there was water shortage. So the idea of Bui Dam came. The Bui Dam has been on the books for a while. Even Rollins worked on the Bui Dam project. And so they started the project. They didn't get anywhere. In fact, the Bui Dam was less than 5% complete when we came in because the project started in 2008. So we took over. And we ran and we built the Bui Dam. We don't even claim it as one of our achievements. But even as at the time that Bui Dam was done, our total generation and our total consumption had a significant deficit of about 500 megawatts. And we're not getting it anywhere. And so the thing about energy is that you can't get it from space. You will need to build the generation capacity. And you have a president who used a matter of 2.5 years to build additional, almost double, 100% double generation capacity for the country. And
I take or pay conditions.
Yes, let's not even go there. Let's not even go there. Those are very ridiculous assertions. Why? We wanted the machines to run for free.
Not for free, but the conditions could have been more favorable.
So, Salom, let's speak to the things that you are inquiring, and let's leave the frivolous ones. Those ones we can do it when we are playing draft or Ludo. But I want to.
The finance ministry has told us that a lot of our problems is because of the energy, the power purchase agreements.
If you have a lot of time, we can go there, and I would explain to you why it is frivolous and it should be left at the point where we play our dummy. But the point is that you have a president who, within a matter of 2 years, was able to double our generation capacity from the days of Nkrumah. And within 2.5 years, he's able to double your generation capacity to almost about 4,800 megawatts. That is an outstanding legacy. That's a man that, when we talk about, achieving possibilities, that is the man of possibilities, building a nation. Something that we have not been able to do for over 50 years. This man does it in 2.5 years. And you are talking about Dumsor. I think that Dumsor is one of the greatest legacies of President Mahama in terms of how he fixed it. And everybody saw it, that he fixed before we left.
I see.
Put that aside. President Mahama in the history of this country is the only president who has invested significantly so much into the health sector. The objective, the vision was that we wanted to make Ghana the health hub for Africa as we speak. Today, because of the major investments in the health sector, nation leaders, state leaders in the sub-region, they come to Ghana for healthcare.
Of course, we have another significant investment, which is quite unprecedented in the health sector. We call it Agenda 111. Hospital, about 111 hospitals dotted across the country, all going on.
Where are the hospitals?
That's quite significant.
You may want to check. I wrote an article. It was published on Citi FM online in 2020, and that was in the height of the COVID era. And I made a proposal as part of the things that this country should have done is to invest heavily in the health infrastructure, because the past 4 years, even the hospitals that were built by President Mahama had been left to rot. In actual fact, the University of Ghana Medical Center was one of them. It was completed, but this government failed to commission it until COVID came. And so this country was having a health sector that was totally ignored and abandoned until COVID came. And I recall that in that article, I proposed that as a matter of urgency, and President Mahama also made the same proposal, that we should make sure we embark on an aggressive health infrastructure, building new hospitals in addition to the ones that he has built. In fact, in 2020, one of the hospitals we had built in Kaswa from 2017 to 2020, the hospital was abandoned. There was no beds. The hospital is completed. Equipment and beds just to get it running was not available until COVID came. Now, fast forward, the president announced that he will build Agenda 111. I don't know why they call it Agenda 111.
Because there are 100.
But he promised us that he's going to build those hospitals in 18 months. You remember that? You followed that. Now, how many years on? Not even a single one of those hospitals is ready. How many years did it take President Mahama to build the Ridge Hospital? How many years did it take him to build the Bank Hospital, the Maritime Hospital, University of Ghana Medical Center, and all the district hospitals scattered across the country? How many years? 3 years. In fact, 3.5 years. And so you have a president who is able to do this significant improvement in health infrastructure, in education infrastructure, in road infrastructure, in energy. And you compare that to this ones
in road,
and you say we should go and debate
in road. The MPP claims that it's built or it's constructed the longest kilometers of roads this country has ever seen within that period.
Where do you live, Salom?
I live at Adenta.
Mm-hmm. Which road do you use to Adenta? How many potholes do you count on the road when you are going?
No, but what does that mean? I mean,
very good.
New roads.
Now, how many? They said they've constructed over 10,000 or 11,000 kilometers of road. Mm-hmm. That is from Accra to China. When you drive in Accra,
in a straight road.
When you drive in Accra,
or in a straight
or go beyond Accra, do you see any roads that is of the length from here to China? From Africa, you cross. So it's a straight road. So let's combine all the roads and see if we would get that stretch
of
constructed road.
That's what the record says.
I mean, this is a very deceptive. But I'm surprised you are also.
No, let's not get ahead of ourselves. You chair the manifesto planning committee. The manifesto.
But I'm interested in whether you believe that 10,000 kilometers of road have been constructed.
We'll deal with our own playing draft. The manifesto launch planning committee. What are we to expect on Saturday?
Okay, so what we are doing tomorrow is a sequel to what we did last week, Monday, on the 12th of August, at the UPSA auditorium, where we launched the youth manifesto. And so this would be the main manifesto, the mother manifesto, which we are going to launch on Saturday, 24th of August at the EUW main auditorium. It's called the Jofus Anamwa Mensa Auditorium. And we are going to outdoor our major document at that event. We anticipate we are going to have party people gathering and non-party people as well. We have invited the diplomatic corps, various identifiable bodies, including religious organizations or faith-based organizations, civil society organizations. I'm sure the media will be there in your numbers. And we are going to have a remarkable event. And you see, the difference between the NDC and the MPP is so wide and so incomparable that even the youth wing launching their manifesto was well organized, well choreographed. The content was powerful. The content was pressing than what our friends even did last Sunday. And so you should expect fireworks on Saturday. So if youth wing alone was able to do that fireworks last Monday or last 2 Mondays, you should expect fireworks on Saturday. There are a few things that perhaps maybe if you give me the opportunity, I would want to share.
First of all, why the choice of Central Region? Is it because your anime comes from there? Why Central Region?
Well, first of all, let me make the point that the NDC is the only nationalistic political party in Ghana we do our things with national character because
but
we are
who doesn't
social.
do things with national character?
We are a social democratic party, and one of our key principles is egalitarian treatment of all persons and groups of people, irrespective of your religion, society, your ethnic group, where you come from. And so you see that the NDC has stronger presence or stronger coverage across the country than our friends. And so we do not do any special considerations in taking our programs anywhere. But most importantly, we have a running mate for the first time who is a woman. We are shattering the ceiling, and we are doing that with a woman. And incidentally, she comes from the central region. We believe that it is very important that we touch base with the people of the central region. But also, most importantly, central region, I mean, for political analysts, those who look at the numbers and look at the trend analysis will tell you that it's a swing region. So for political reasons, one will easily assume that, the NDC is going there because it's a swing region. But essentially, the NDC is going to the central region, not because it's a swing region, because, again, we are going to run our campaign there very thoroughly and hope to win. But most importantly, we believe that this manifesto of hope, this manifesto of resetting Ghana, has something to do with the central region. Because, indeed, when the idea to seek independence for Ghana was being cooked by the Nkrumahs and co., it started from central region. There's something about the central region that has to do with independence. And indeed, everybody in Ghana today realizes the need for independence from the Akufo-Addo government. And this election, as I have said repeatedly, is an independence battle. It's a fight for independence. And our failure in this fight for independence would mean that then we would have sold this country to some Ejapadiye or some family people who have decided to embark on an aggressive state capture of our resources.
So what are we to expect in the manifesto? Of course, not to tell us what is there, what the flag bearer or whoever will be addressing the gathering will be saying. But what are we to expect? What should Ghanaians be looking forward to in seeing the NDC unveil?
Okay, so you have given the caveat that not to mention what is in.
No, I mean just give us a preview of what the manifesto will be.
Well, I may not be able to share any highlights with you, except the ones that that was launched as part of the youth manifesto, and most of them. We have had a fair conversation on some of them. The no fee stress,
but the no fee stress policy. I mean, where the no academic user fee policy, people have questioned the NDC that it's scanty on details. We don't know how you're going to pay for that, and that's quite a huge amount of money you'll be sinking into that. We don't know where that money is going to come from in an IMF inspired economy. How are you going to fund that?
So a few people have decided to have a scanty understanding of this, and that is the problem. But we have been very clear with the policy, and maybe for the want of time, I would want to quickly see how I can digest it in about 3-4 minutes for you. This no-fee policy is a policy that we are bringing just to release the stress of tertiary university students from paying fees. And so we are saying that the biggest challenge of students moving into the university is school fees. And I am a very typical example. I had to stay home 3 years before I started university because of fees. And
but that's just
I had that similar struggle. And so most people just abandon university education because they can't pay the fees. What we are saying is that this time around, when you get your admission, you are qualified, you are passed, you've been selected, you receive your admission letter. All you need to do is to walk to the university and go and register without any stress of paying fees, without any stress of looking for any money to pay the fees. And government is going to pay that fees for you. Then when you are done with your first year, there are other years that you have to also stay in university. We think that one too, there is stress there. As a lecturer, every single semester I have to pay fees. In fact, yesterday, 2 of my students called me that the next semester is coming. They have to book hostel, family is in crisis, they can't pay fees, they need help. And this is a usual refrain for those who are even in academia. They will tell you that students come to them every day. And for those of us in politics, even beyond those we know in school, every day you get people. And so there would be exams time. Students are supposed to write exams, and they are prevented because they can't pay the fees. This is what President Mahama is saying. As part of the no fee stress program, when you go in first year, second year, you have the option of going to sign on the student loan, which student loan will now cater for your school fees.
But the student loan today gives a maximum of 3,000
I'm coming
cedis.
to that. So I'm coming
3,000
to that.
cedis is not enough.
Don't worry,
Salom.
If you have all the time, you would understand this so easily. And so we know that the student loan that is being given right now is problematic and is not able to take care of the fees. And that is why we speak about the improved and enhanced student loan trust, which student loan trust will make much more bigger allocations to the students, so that if you have signed on the student loan, when you are in second year and you are going to register for your second year, you don't worry about school fees because you have signed on to the student loan and you have made a commitment for your student loan to pay your fees. The commitment and responsibilities between the university and student loan trust fund, and not you. And so you go to school from second year, third year, fourth year, and the university will not ask you for a single ounce of fees because the student loan trust is taking care of that. Now, what we intend to do with student loan trust is that we have realized that Get Fund, by law, is supposed to contribute about 10%, not more than 10%. Good. To student loan.
But currently give
in
about
fact,
2%.
not even 2%, less than 1%. In fact, in the last 8 years, it's been less than 1%. And so student loan trust fund does not have enough. But why is it less than 1%? Because we have collateralized the Get Fund. And we have capped the ones that is left. So this year, 7.9 billion that we expected from Get Fund. 4 billion has been collateralized. 3.9 billion that is available. About 1 billion has been capped. And the rest have been distributed for all the sectors of education. So what happens? It means that you will not get enough resources. By our actuarial analysis, if Get Fund is able to contribute only 3% to the student loan trust fund, we would be able to make at least 6,000 cedis available.
That has been
Salom, will you
decollateralize?
Don't worry, I will come there if you have time. It is your time that is the problem. So if you take the small away, then we'll have a problem. You understand? So we are going to decollateralize. I will talk about that. But essentially, the point I want to make is that our actuarial study shows that if we give 3% to student loan trust fund, we would be able to make an allocation of over 6,000 to the students, each student, which means that we would be able to take care of their fees and they will be able to get extra, the difference for their upkeep. In that case, any student in school from level 100 to level 400 will not have any stress at all,
but
any worry at all.
6,000 will still not be enough. Africa Education Watch, projected at 15. You need 15,000 cedis thereabout to be able to finish the a year.
So
6,000 is
so what we are saying is that at least that one will take care of fees. We know you need 15,000 because other things will come in. Yeah. You will do photocopy. We all went to school,
accommodation,
and all that. But at least for starters, we would have saved you the stress of school fees, and the little that will come in excess, you would be able to do that. But our intention is to be able to enhance and improve the student loan trust. That means that when we have decollateralized the 4 billion, assuming that we are dealing with 2024, and we have uncapped the 1 billion, we should be able to do not less than 3% to the student loan trust. If indeed this policy comes to life under President Mahama after being voted into power.
So
that means that if we are doing 3% and we can do 6,000, when we do 5%, I believe that we'll be able to do more.
When does it start? University students are likely to go to school in January. If the NDC wins the election, the president will be sworn in January. Does it start immediately?
Well, the implementation will come. The implementation will come because after winning power, you have to do transition. You have to take over and look at the situation and do the policy analysis. What we are very clear about in this policy is that the implementation direction and steps and strategy is very clear to us. And so,
but the when is not clear.
In fact, some of the students are starting in August. Some of them are starting their first year in August. Some will start in January. First of all, already there has been some disorganization of the academic calendar in the universities. You have to synchronize that and fix the academic calendar distortions. Then when you have been able to do that, you can take off. And so what we can assure Ghanaians is that this policy is so workable, it's so feasible, and let me make this point. People express the fear that this policy may be taken over by rent seekers, and the corruption that surrounds the free SHS and all that. How will you know the numbers?
But that one, you take your what's the name? Your admission letter and you get sorted in the school.
But you see, that's where the problem comes. So you will see where the case where university will say that 20,000 people have registered, but indeed they are not 20,000, and government government will have to go and pay and all those things. You know, those
government must check that
those issues of moral hazard that comes in and all that. So most importantly, for sustainability, there is a need for the money to follow the numbers, and there is a need for us to build monitoring systems, not just human monitoring systems, but monitoring systems that would be foolproof, that will allow us to know the exact numbers that we are paying for, so that we can be able to save resources for sustainability purposes. You are aware that the pre-tertiary allocation of funding from Get Fund, which goes to secondary school education and all the other pre-tertiary education, about 96% of that amount goes to free SHS. You are aware?
Yes.
And are you aware that out of the 96%, 70% of that amount goes into buying food for our students?
I see.
70%. And how is it done? It is consumed by only 10 vendors. Less than 10 vendors who buy the food and distribute. And so you are sitting here.
Students eat the food.
So you are sitting here. Then you buy yam from Accra. Then you send to Techiman and Nkranza, where they grow so much yam. So you buy rice from China. Then you send the rice to Yagaba Kubore, where there is a lot of rice paddy stuck and getting rotten. And the 70% of that amount of money is going to some individuals. President Mahama has made a commitment that would decentralize the food purchasing program for free senior high school. And when we do that, you know how much we can save?
How much?
We can save over 300 million Ghana cedi every year.
I see. We'll interrogate the figures on another day. Dr. Peter Boamo Tokuno, chairman of the NDC Manifesto Launch Committee, Planning Committee, has been my guest on Point Blank tonight. And of course, we discuss other issues. We wish you well, Otokuno, and your team for your launch on Saturday. And of course, we will interrogate the details of that the days after. This is how we concluded today's edition of Eyewitness News and Point Blank, which came to you live from our studios at number 11, Dr. Martin Lupin at the Brakan Accra. Show produced by Nana Kobna Wilson and Beverly London. Technical assistance by Emmanuel Latte and social media support by Edwin Kwakofi. Earlier, you heard Akosia Ochri. My name is Selom Adunu. Up next is Sister. Have a good evening.